Hello everybody and welcome to the East Shore Wiffle Ball League. The Susquehanna Series is finally here, and you might ask, what is the Susquehanna Series? Well, instead of calling it the World Series or the Final Series, we decided to give it a unique name because our Wiffle Ball League plays near the Susquehanna River, so thus the Susquehanna Series. Playing in the Susquehanna Series is the third place Freedom versus the first place Crawdads. Before we begin, let's take a look at their rosters. So for the Freedom, we have Captain Hunter Crawford, Jarrett Shuey, Jesse Clark, Trevor Hoke, Anthony Dumez, Ron Hoffman, and Alex Polino. For the Crawdads, we have Captain Eric Crawford, Brian Crawford, Jacob Crawford, Tristan Hausman, Jackson Weber, and on the DL still is Eric Zellers. So the Freedom defeated the Hershey Slimes in their semifinals matchup in game number 3, so that series was actually really close. As far as the Crawdads, they faced off against the GBs in their semifinal matchup, but they won that one in game 2. Both of these teams looking to be our champion chippers here, so I guess we'll have to see. I think it's going to be a really good matchup, so let's get right into the action.
All right, leading off here in game 1 against Brian Crawford is Jarrett Shuey as he watches ball 4 for a leadoff walk. Now we have a man on first, Hunter Crawford up to the plate as he watches ball 4, and that's back-to-back walks, and now we have a man on first and second. Tony Dumez up to the plate, drives it, right field, gone! A 3-run home run for Tony Dumez. A great start for Freedom here in the Susquehanna Series as they're able to gain a 3-0 lead. Now up to the plate, Alex Polino as he watches strike 3 for the first out of the inning. And now Ron Hoffman up to the plate as he watches ball 4, and we have a man on first base here with 1 out. Jesse Clark up to the plate as he watches ball 4, and now there's a man on first and second. Jarrett Shuey back up to the plate here as he watches ball 4, and now the bases are going to be loaded here with Hunter Crawford coming to the plate. And the pitch. High drive, left center field, and that ball is gone! A grand slam for Hunter Crawford as now the score is 7-0, and the 5-run inning mercy rule is going to apply, and we're going to be heading into the bottom of the first as the Freedom have some good padding here. Jesse Clark on the mound against Tristan Hausman as he strikes him out for the first out of the inning. Now Jackson Weber up to the plate as he hits a ground ball to Jarrett Shuey. Jarrett Shuey not going to have a play as they put a lefty over there on the left side. Interesting fielding choices. Now Eric Crawford's up, and he walks as now we have a man on first and second. Tristan Hausman up to the plate as he watches ball 4, and now the bases are loaded. Jackson Weber up as he hits it, line drive over the left side. Eric Crawford's going to score, and the bases are going to stay loaded as Tristan's going to stay at third base. Eric Crawford back up to the plate as he hits a line drive up the middle. 1 run's going to score. Brian Crawford's going to stay at third, and the bases are going to stay loaded, but a run will score as the score is now 7-2 with Tristan Hausman up. High drive, right center field, hits off the base of the wall. Brian Crawford's going to score, and the bases are still going to stay loaded. As now Jackson Weber's up, and he drives it left center field. That ball's gone, and that is a game-tying grand slam for Jackson Weber, and the 5-run inning mercy rule is going to apply as we're going to be heading into the top of the second. Very interesting game 1 here so far as Tony Dumez is up to the plate. High drive, right center field, gone! A home run again for Tony Dumez as he's able to make the score 8-7 here in the top of the second. As now we have Alex Polino stepping to the plate here with no outs as he watches strike 3 for the first out of the inning. And now Ron Hoffman up to the plate as he watches ball 4. We have a man on first base. Jesse Clark up to the plate as he watches ball 4, and now we have a man on first and second. Jarrett Shuey up to the plate as he watches ball 4, and now the bases are going to be loaded here with Hunter Crawford stepping up to the plate. Hunter watches ball 4 as he kind of check swings there. I don't know, maybe he's just trying to get rid of the bat, but anyways, that's going to walk home a run as Tony Dumez back up to the plate, pop up, and Brian Crawford, they call it a fair ball, And I think it was a fair ball because I think it hit Brian Crawford before it went out of play. So there is some confusion here. Let's see a little instant slow-mo replay here. As you can see, the ball hits the ground, and it looks like it just clips the back of Brian Crawford's leg. And now watch the ball. It rolls back in forward. So even based on that replay, it looks like it did like somehow nip his leg, but it could have been wrong. But anyways, the call in the field is going to be a fair ball. So Jesse Clark is going to be out, and the bases are still going to be loaded as Alex Polino watching ball 4. And now another run scores, as now the score is 10-7. Now Ron Hoffman up to the plate as he watches ball 4, and that's going to walk home yet another run. So now the score is going to be 11-7 here with Jesse Clark stepping to the plate. And he watches strike 3 for the final out of the top of the second as the Freedom are leading here 11-7. Now Eric Crawford leading off here as he watches ball 4, and we're going to have a man on first base with a leadoff walk. Tristan Hausman watching ball 4, and that's back-to-back walks, man on first and second. Jackson Weber up to the plate as he watches ball 4, and that's 3 walks in a row as the bases are now loaded. Eric Crawford up to the plate as he watches ball 4, 4 walks in a row as that's going to walk home a run. The score is now 11-8 with Tristan Hausman up to the plate as he drives it up the middle, gets past Shuey. Jackson Weber's going to score, and the bases are going to stay loaded as now the score is 11-9. Jackson Weber up to the plate as he swings and misses for the first out of the inning. And now Eric Crawford up to the plate here with 1 out as he hits a ground ball up the middle. Shuey's not going to have a play, and a run's going to score, and the bases are going to stay loaded. As now Tristan Hausman up to the plate here as he watches ball 4, and now we have a tie ball game. The score is now 11-11. As now Jackson Weber up to the plate watching ball 4, and the Crawdads are going to take the lead here as now the score is 11-12, and that 5-run inning mercy rule is going to apply as now we're heading into the top of the third. The Freedom need 1 to tie and 2 to take the lead as now Jarrett Shuey up to the plate. Line drive up the middle, hits off of Eric Crawford's hands, but Eric recovers, but not in time as Jarrett's going to reach. And now Hunter Crawford up to the plate. High drive, left field. That ball's gone. A 2-run home run for Hunter Crawford as that's a big home run for the Freedom as they're able to stay alive here and guarantee this game to go to the bottom of the third as now the score is 12-13. Tony Dumez up to the plate here as he hits a little chopper back to the pitcher. He's going to throw it to first, but not in time as Tony's going to reach first base. Alex Polino up to the plate as he hits a ground ball to the right side. And Tristan flipping to Eric, and he's going to get the out, and Tony's going to stay at second. So now we have a man on second with Ron Hoffman up to the plate. A little chopper back to Eric. Eric flips to Tristan at first for the second out of the inning. But Tony is going to advance to third base. As now we have Jesse Clark popping up to center field. Jackson Weber under, and he records it for the third out of the inning. As now we're going to be heading into the bottom of the third. The Crawdads need 1 to tie and 2 to win. As Hunter Crawford on the mound now trying to close this thing out as he watches Eric Crawford for a leadoff walk. Tristan Hausman up to the plate as he checks swings, but they're going to say he went for the first out of the inning. Now Jackson Weber up to the plate here as he swings and misses for the second out of the inning. Eric Crawford, the last chance here for the Crawdads as he swings and misses for the third out of the inning. The Freedom win game 1 here as Crawford's able to come in and shut the door, and the Freedom win game 1 13-12 as now we're heading into game number 2. Tristan Hausman facing off against Jarrett Shuey as he hits a ground ball back up to Shuey. Shuey throws it to first, but Alex's foot was not on the bag as Tristan's going to reach safely. Jackson Weber up to the plate, ground ball left side. Crawford flipping to Polino, and that's going to be the first out of the inning on a fielder's choice. As now we have Eric Crawford up to the plate as he hits a ground ball back to the pitcher Shuey. Shuey not going to have a play as now we're going to have a man on first and second. Tristan Hausman swinging and missing for the second out of the inning. Jackson Weber up to the plate as he hits a ground ball left side. Crawford's going to grab it, tag third base, and that's going to be the third out of the top of the first. Now we're going to be heading into the bottom of first as we had a scoreless half. As now Jarrett Shuey watching ball 4 for a leadoff walk. As now Hunter Crawford up to the plate as he pops it up left side, and Jackson Weber able to get under it for the first out of the inning. Tony Dumez up to the plate, pops it up to the pitcher. Brian Crawford able to secure it for the second out of the inning. Alex Polino up to the plate now as he hits a ground ball back to Brian. Brian throws it over the first. Good play by Brian as he's able to make that out for the third out of the inning. And now we're going to be heading into the top of the second as no one was able to score in the first inning. Eric Crawford up to the plate. Line drive, Hunter Crawford. Great catch. Good reaction skills. That was a smoker by Eric Crawford there for the first out of the inning. Now Tristan Hausman. Line drive. That one's gone. A home run to left center field as now the Crawdads are on the board. The score is now 1-0 with Jackson Weber up to the plate. Jackson watching ball 4, and now we have a man on first base. Now Eric Crawford up to the plate as he hits a ground ball left side. Hunter Crawford has it, flips it to Tony at second base, and they're going to get the out on the fielder's choice for the second out of the inning. And now Tristan Hausman up to the plate as he drives it center field. That ball's gone. A 2-run home run for Tristan Hausman as he hits another one this inning to make the score 3-0. And now stepping up to the plate, Jackson Weber as he drives it left center field. That ball's gone. A solo shot for Jackson Weber here as he's able to make the score 4-0. Now Eric Crawford up to the plate as he hits a line drive, and Crawford catching another nice line drive from Eric Crawford as that's going to be the third out of the inning. Now we're heading in the bottom of the second. Ron Hoffman leading it off here as he hits a line drive. Tristan Hausman with a great one-handed catch for the first out of the inning. Trevor Hoke up to the plate now as he watches strike 3, and that's going to be the second out of the inning. Now Jesse Clark up to the plate as he watches ball 4, and we're going to have a man on first with a 2-out walk. Now Jared Shuey up to the plate here as he pops it up to second base. Tristan Hausman under, and he's going to secure it for the third out of the inning. The Freedom are currently being shut out here as we're going to be heading into the top of the third as the Crawdads are looking to add some insurance runs. And Hunter Crawford's going to be coming onto the mound here, trying to prevent those insurance runs as Tristan Hausman swinging and missing for the first out of the inning. Now, Jackson Weber up to the plate as he hits it. Line drive, left side, gets past Tony Dumez, and that's going to get under the fence as that's going to be a ground rule double. So now Eric Crawford's coming to the plate with 1 out. And the pitch. Swing and missing for the second out of the inning. And now Tristan Hausman up to the plate as he hits it. Ground ball to Jared Shuey. Jarrett not going to have a play as now we're going to have a man on first and second here with 2 outs. Jackson Weber up to the plate as he swings and misses for the third out of the inning as now we're going to be heading into the bottom of the third. The Crawdads need 4 to tie and 5 to win. So let's see if they can do it as Hunter Crawford gets pegged by Eric Crawford as that's going to be a lead-off walk. As now Tony Dumez up to the plate as he pops it up, and Tristan Hausman squeezing it for the first out of the inning. Alex Polino up to the plate as he swings and misses for the second out of the inning. The Freedom are up against it now as Ron Hoffman up to the plate, swing, tips it into the strike zone, and the Crawdads are going to win. Game 2 is now we have a tied series here at 1 apiece. And now we're going to be heading into game number 3. Now Jared Shuey leading off against Brian Crawford here as he hits a ground ball right side, gets over the first base bag, and he's going to get a single. As now Hunter Crawford up to the plate as he drives it left center field. That ball's gone. A 2-run home run for Hunter Crawford as he's able to quickly get the Freedom on the board as they needed some of those runs last game. So hopefully they can get a few runs in this game. As now Tony Dumez up to the plate and he watches ball 4 as that's going to be a walk. Alex Polino up to the plate now as he hits it up the middle. It gets down. Jackson Weber flips it to Tristan for the first out of the inning. So that's going to be a fielder's choice. Ron Hoffman up to the plate as he watches ball 4. And now we have a man on first and second. Trevor Hoke up to the plate as he lines it. And it gets down, but Alex is going to be tagged out for the second out of the inning is now Jesse Clark up to the plate, watching strike 3, and that's going to be the third out of the top of the first. And now we're going to be heading into the bottom of the first. Tristan Hausman leading it off here for the Crawdads against Tony Dumez as he's going to watch ball 4 for a leadoff walk. Jackson Weber up to the plate as he hits a ground ball left side, and that's going to be a fair ball, and there's not going to be a play. So now we have a man on first and second with Eric Crawford stepping to the plate here. Tony Dumez with the pitch. Eric Crawford, ground ball left side, gets to the fence and under the fence, as that's going to be a ground rule double. 1 run's going to score, and we're going to have a man on second and third now with no outs here. So now Tristan Hausman up to the plate as he hits it center field. Jarrett with a nice catch for the first out of the inning. Now Jackson Weaver up to the plate as he hits it over Crawford's head, hits off the base of the fence. A little miscommunication, but Shuey's going to grab the ball, but that's going to allow 2 runs to score, as now the score is 3-2. Eric Crawford up to the plate. Line drive left side off the fence, as that did not get over, as that's just going to be a long single. Now we have a man on first and second. Now Tristan Hausman up to the plate as he hits a line drive up the middle off of Dumez. Dumez running the first, and he's going to get the second out of the inning, but the runners are going to advance, as now we have a man on second and third. Jackson Weaver up to the plate as he watches ball 4. Dumez trying for a step off the mound kind of pitch there. Didn't work, though, as now Eric Crawford up to the plate. Ground ball left side. Hunter Crawford accidentally kicks it away. Brian Crawford rounding third on his way home, and he gets pegged by Hunter. Oh, my. The camera did not see that, but that was an insane play. Let's just watch an instant replay. Unfortunately, we cannot see Crawford's throw, but we could see the ball hit Brian right in the back just before he touches home plate, and that is going to be the third out of the bottom of the first. Let's head into the top of the second. Jared Shuey leading it off as he watches ball 4 for a leadoff walk. Hunter Crawford up to the plate as he hits a ground ball left side, and Jackson not able to have a play, as now we have a man on first and second. Tony Dumez up to the plate as he pops it up, and Brian able to secure the out for the first out of the inning. Now Alex Polino up to the plate as he watches ball 4. Wow, that was a close one. We heard the plastic on that one, but now the bases are going to be loaded. Ron Hoffman up to the plate, ball 4, as that's going to walk home a run, and now the score is going to be 3-4. Now up to the plate, Trevor Hoke as he almost gets hit in the face. Did that graze him? I don't know, but it's a walk. And now we're going to have a tie ball game with the bases still being loaded. Now Jesse Clark up to the plate as he watches ball 4, and the Freedom are going to take the lead here as the score is now 5-4. Jared Shuey up to the plate as he drives it right center field. That ball's gone. A huge grand slam for Jared Shuey as he's able to add 4 to the Freedom's lead, as now the score is 9-4, and that 5-run inning mercy rule is going to apply as we're heading into the bottom of the second. Tony Dumez back on the mound here, facing off against Tristan Hausman. And Tristan, ground ball up the middle. Hunter throws it over the first to Jarrett, and they're going to secure the out for the first out of the inning. That's now Jackson Weaver up to the plate as he drives it left field. That ball's gone. A solo shot for Jackson Weaver, as now the score is 9-5. With Eric Crawford up to the plate as he swings and misses. Great pitch by Tony Dumez for the second out of the inning. Tristan Hausman up to the plate as he hits a ground ball back to Tony. Tony throws it over the first, and they're going to get the third out of the inning. Now we're going to be heading in to the top of the third with the score 9-5. The Freedom looking to gain a little bit of insurance here, as Hunter Crawford leading it off against Eric Crawford as he drives it left center field. Gone. A home run for Hunter Crawford as he's able to hit a solo shot out to add a little bit of insurance, as now the score is 10-5. Tony Dumez now up to the plate as he hits a line drive up the middle, and he's going to reach first. as it's going to be a single. Man on first base. Alex Polino up to the plate, pops it up to second base. Tristan catching it. Tony able to get back to first in time, as now Ron Hoffman stepping to the plate here. Ron, high drive, center field. That ball's gone to the deepest part of center field. Ron Hoffman, as now he's getting behind Tony Dumas, acting like he ran the bases there, as that home run's going to make the score 12-5. Trevor Hoke up to the plate, ground ball, left side. Eric Crawford has it. Throws it the first. Beautiful play by Eric Crawford for the second out of the inning. Now Jesse Clark up to the plate as he swings and misses, and that's going to be the third out of the top of the third. On to the bottom of the third we go, as the Crawdads need 7 to tie and 8 to win, with Jackson Weaver leading it off against Tony Dumas as he swings and misses for the first out of the inning. Now Eric Crawford up to the plate as he hits a ground ball left side. Hunter Crawford not going to have a play as Eric stops at first, and he's going to be safe at first. Goofing around a little bit there is now Tristan Hausman up to the plate as he hits a ground ball back to Tony. Tony not able to handle it. We're going to have a man on first and second. Jackson Weaver up to the plate as he watches strike 3 for the second out of the inning. Now Eric Crawford up to the plate here. Crawdads up against it now as Crawford gonna grab it, tags third base, and the Freedom are going to win game number 3 as they have the advantage here. As now we're gonna be heading into game number 4 as we are running out of daylight, but let's see if we can get this game in. As now leading off here is Tristan Hausman against Hunter Crawford in game 3 as he hits a ground ball up the middle to Trevor Hoke. Trevor not having a play, as now that's a leadoff single for Tristan Hausman. Jackson Weaver up to the plate as he watches strike 3, and that's the first out of the inning. Eric Crawford up to the plate here as he pops it up left center field, hits towards the base of the wall, and that's just going to be a long single for Crawford, as now with a man on first and second. Tristan Hausman up to the plate, pops it up to the pitcher Hunter. Hunter sliding, makes the catch for the second out of the inning. Now Jackson Weaver up to the plate as he hits it center field. That ball's going to be gone. A 3-run home run for Jackson Weaver as he's able to put the Crawdads on the board here early. Now Eric Crawford up to the plate here as he hits it line drive left center field. That's gone. Back-to-back home runs for the Crawdads as now the score is 4-0. Tristan Hausman right up to the plate. We're kind of hurrying here as he hits a home run too. Oh wait, no he doesn't. It hits the base of the wall. He did a bat flip and everything. He tricked everybody. The score is still 4-0 as Jackson Weaver up to the plate here as he drives it left field. That ball's gone. A home run for Jackson Weaver, and that's going to be our 5-run inning mercy rule as now we're going to be heading into the bottom of the first. Eric Crawford on the mound here against Jarrett Shuey as Jarrett Shuey hits a ground ball to the right side, and he's going to get pegged! Wow, what a play by Tristan Hausman. Some precision there. As we watch an instant replay, you can see he snipes him right there, like maybe the kneecap or something, for the first out of the inning. Great play by Tristan. As now Hunter Crawford up to the plate, and he swings and misses on a little sidearm action by Eric Crawford for the second out of the inning. Tony Dumas, ground ball back to Eric. Eric grabs it and not able to hang on to it as Tony's going to reach first base. As now Alex Polino up to the plate, pops it up, center field. Jackson Weaver catching it as that's going to be the third out of the inning, as now we're going to be heading into the top of the second. The Freedom not able to score any runs there in the first, as now the Crawdads are coming up looking for some insurance runs. Hunter Crawford on the mound again against Eric Crawford. Eric Crawford pop up to the right side. Jarrett Shuey catching it for the first out of the inning. Tristan Hausman up to the plate as he swings, tips it in the strike zone, and that's the second out of the inning. Jackson Weaver up to the plate as he pops it up. Tony Dumas grabbing it. A 1-2-3 inning for the Freedom there, as now we're going to be heading into the bottom of the second. The Freedom need a few runs here if they want to get back in this ball game, as Ron Hoffman leading off against Eric Crawford, and he pops it up to Tristan Hausman catching it for the first out of the inning. Trevor Hoke up to the plate as he hits ground ball left side. Jackson not able to have a play as Trevor's going to reach first. Jesse Clark up to the plate. High drive, right center field. That ball is gone. A 2-run home run for Jesse Clark as he's able to get the freedom on the board. And it's all smiles for the guy there. As now, the score is 6-2 with that 2-run home run. As now, Jarrett Shuey up to the plate now as he watches ball 4. That's going to be a walk for Shuey. Now Hunter Crawford up to the plate as he hits a ground ball down the left field line, and that's going to be a fair ball as now we have a man on first and second. Tony Dumez up to the plate as he drives it right center field. That ball's gone. A 3-run home run for Tony Dumez, and that was a pretty clutch home run as they needed to get as many runs as they could in that inning to try and get back in this ball game. As now, with the 5-run inning mercy rule applying, we are going to be heading into the top of the third. Crawford back on the mound again. Eric Crawford leading it off now as he hits a line drive to Tony Dumez. Tony, nice catch for the first out of the inning. Tristan Hausman now up to the plate as he hits a ground ball to the right side. Jared Shuey flips it to Crawford. Crawford getting the second out of the inning. Now Jackson Weber up to the plate as he swings, ground ball, left side. Tony not able to hold on to it. Jackson's going to be aggressive. He's going to round first on his way to second and be safe at second. Good aggression by Jackson. Good base running. As now we have a man on second with 2 outs. Eric Crawford up to the plate now as he swings and misses. And that's the end of the top of the third. On to the bottom of the third we go. The Freedom need 1 to tie and 2 to win. As now, Alex Polino watching strike 3 for the first out of the inning. Now Ron Hoffman up to the plate here as he watches strike 3 for the second out of the inning. And now the Freedom are up against it now as Trevor Hoke, line drive up the middle. Tristan flips it to first. Trevor tripping at first base, holding his knee. Hopefully he's okay. It looks like that ball didn't go out of play though, so it looks like he's just going to be safe at first. As now, Jesse Clark coming up in a clutch situation here. Jesse Clark, ground ball up the middle. Jackson's going to grab it, tag second, and that's going to be the third out of the inning. The Crawdads win game number 4, and now we're heading into the final game of this series, game number 5. Winner takes it all as Eric Crawford on the mound against Jarrett Shuey. Jarrett Shuey popping up over the left side, and that's gone! I thought that was a pop-up, and it just barely got over. Oppo Taco home run for Jarrett Shuey to start this one off strong, as the score is now 1-0. Hunter Crawford up to the plate as he pops it up center field. Tristan Hausman securing it for the first out of the inning. Now, Tony Dumez up to the plate as he pops it up to the pitcher, Eric. Eric, good catch by Eric for the second out of the inning. And now, Alex Polino up to the plate as he hits a ground ball back to the pitcher, Eric. Eric grabs it, and he's just going to peg out Alex there for the third out of the inning. Now we're heading into the bottom of the first. Freedom up 1-0. Hunter Crawford back on the mound against Tristan Hausman as Tristan line drive to Tony. Tony, nice catch for the first out of the inning. Now, Jackson Weber up to the plate as he hits ground ball left side. Tony throws it to first, gets past Shuey as that's going to be out of play, and Jackson's going to get a end up on second base. As now, Eric Crawford up to the plate as he hits ground ball left side, and Tony's not going to have a play as Jackson's going to stay at second. Now we have a man on first and second. Tristan Hausman up to the plate as he hits ground ball left side. Tony Dumez has it, tries to peg Jackson, but it gets away as Tony falls when he throws it, and now the bases are going to be loaded. Jackson Weber up to the plate as he swings and misses for the second out of the inning. Eric Crawford up to the plate with bases loaded as he hits it, line drive under the fence for a ground rule double as 2 runs are going to score there, and the Crawdads are going to take the lead as now the score is 1-2. Tristan Hausman coming to the plate here as he hits it up the middle. Shuey diving play! Great play by Shuey as we see an instant replay there. Line drive up the middle. Shuey running to his left. lays out, gives it his all, and able to make the catch for the 3rd out of the inning. Great catch by Shuey, and definitely saved some runs. As now we're going to be heading into the top of the 2nd. Ron Hoffman leading off here as he hits a ground ball. Back to the pitcher, Eric. Eric throws it to first, and he's able to get the out. As now, Trevor Hoke up to the plate, and he swings and misses for the 2nd out of the inning. Jesse Clark up to the plate, drives it, high right center field, off the base of the fence. Good hit by Jesse there, as that's a 2-out single. Jarrett Shuey up to the plate as he swings and misses on a nice rise ball, I think that was, by Eric Crawford. As now we're going to be heading into the bottom of the 2nd with the score 2-1. Hunter Crawford back on the mound against Jackson Weber as Jackson drives it to left field, and that's a leadoff home run for Jackson Weber, as that adds some good padding to their lead. Eric Crawford up to the plate as he hits a ground ball to the left side, and Tony's not going to have a play. And as we can see, it's getting pretty dark out, so hopefully we can get this whole game in, as Tristan Hausman's up to the plate, and he watches strike 3. As there's some debate right now in the field where that hit on the strike zone, but it looks like that did hit that bottom piece of the strike zone, so that's going to be a strikeout. Jackson Weber up to the plate, and he watches strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts as that one just nips the zone as well. Eric Crawford up to the plate here as he swings and misses for the 3rd out of the inning, and now we're going to be heading into the top of the 3rd. This is the Freedom's final chance here. They need 2 runs to tie and 3 to take the lead. If they are unable to do that, the Crawdads will be the Susquehanna Series winners. So let's head into the top of the 3rd. Hunter Crawford up to the plate now as he swings and misses for the 1st out of the inning. Now Tony Dumez up to the plate as he hits a ground ball right side. Tony legging it out. Tristan, I think he got him, but there's some slight debate. Let's see an instant replay here, as we can see right there in the freeze frame, he did beat Tony by half a step, so that is going to be the 2nd out of the inning. Now Alex Polino up to the plate here as he hits a ground ball right side. Eric Crawford's going to grab it and tag Alex, and that's it. The Crawdads are your Susquehanna Series winners, as they are able to win games 2, 4, and 5. Congratulations to the Crawdads, as that was a very hard-fought series. And with that being said, that is the end of the summer 2023 season. We had a very successful season with 4 solid teams, and hopefully we can make a return next summer. We do have plans to have a fall 2023 season, but we're not really planning on recording or editing a majority of those games, but you never know. Anyways, thanks for tuning in, and we hope to see you around next season.